Hello and welcome to another episode. I hope this posting finds you well, and honestly, I know I say it on every video post, but I really do hope, genuinely hope that you are well and that, you're completely fulfilled in your life, because, I know a lot of people aren't. So, a lot of these videos that I make are aimed at trying to help people, be happy. So anyway, back to the content. As you'll remember, a couple of weeks ago I purchased a new pair of Puma Velocity Nitro 2 running shoes, which, to be honest with you, scored higher than expected, but still a somewhat average 7 out of 10. So the question I guess you want answered is, has my opinion changed since that first run, or have things improved now that they've reached 50 miles? Well, as you can imagine, providing a definitive score after a 5k run is going to be pretty hard, But now that they've hit their first milestone, I'm happy to report they've grown on me even more, despite their shortcomings. I guess the main problem is that buying them for £50 might have clouded my initial opinion, i.e. a cheap pair of shoes must be cheap in quality, but I'm happy to say that's not the case. I have to say that they feel as good as any other mid-range £120-ish shoe, and I feel good when I'm running them. So, from a cost perspective, I have to score them a 10, because you won't find a better shoe at that cost. They still look amazing, and they get quite a few, glances from other runners, and I've actually found myself looking forward to pulling them on and lacing them up. I don't know, it's really weird. Yeah, I do. Well, I can't explain it. And also, that's something that no other shoe has done for me ever. Even like when I was spending lots of money on a pair of running shoes when I could afford it. So they get a 10 for looks. My opinion on Lockdown is exactly the same, so a 9. The Velocity Nitro's Lockdown is far better than most, but I was correct in my opinion regarding the size. A 10 is far too small for me, and this is the only shoe I've ever purchased that doesn't fit me out of the box in a size 10, and I'm talking about normal, walking shoes, slippers, just casual trainers, running shoes, the lot. I've always been able to buy a 10 and bang, they fit perfect. These, no, a 10 is too small for me. So I would definitely say go for a half size up. So yeah, if I was purchasing them again, I would definitely go up 1/2 size, because as a result of the underfitting, I've actually had 2 nail issues, 2 broken, one pretty bad, which is still plastered up, and the other was just a little bit of blood. That was actually the middle toe. But like I say, most long distance runners are used to this. Damaged toes and damaged toenails, comes with the territory. So for sizing, I can't give it any more than a 5. And now that I've used them regularly, I suspect that the small fitting maybe plays a part in the excellent Lockdown, but I couldn't say that 100% on that. I'd only know obviously when I buy a new one, a new set, but in that 10.5 size. And yeah, I will be getting another pair if they're still £50 next year, when that time comes. I will be getting, you know, another pair, but at a 10.5, and then obviously I'll be able to update on whether or not the lockdown is as good then. But, you know, and it also, if you're considering making a purchase, you should like take note of the, you know, needing the extra half size. So longevity, I'm going to up my total mileage estimate to 1,000 miles. The sole is actually amazing. Hold on, 2 seconds. Bad planning again. I'll go and get it. See, I'm actually heavier on me right foot than I am on my left, so I've deliberately got my right foot. And on close examination, I mean, these are, I know it's only 50 miles, but the sole condition is actually perfect. Where I'd normally like expect to see some wear and tear would be like the heel, right at the back of the heel, but there's nothing there. There's a small chip away there, but there's no like obvious wearing on the part that grips. So, you know, that's really good. The other part where I would like wear would be the heel guard, and that, I know it's only 50 miles, but that's actually perfect as well. So for longevity, you know, as I say, I estimate it like at 1,000 miles. The sole is amazing, great grip, and as you can see, you know, from that demonstration there, there's no wear or tear. So I'm going to score 8 at the moment. Yeah, at the moment. So a quick note on longevity. This is me personally. I expect every shoe to last 1,000 miles. I'm not a heavy-footed runner, and I can't recall any shoe that hasn't lasted that long. Just bear that in mind with my scoring. But ultimately, we'll only actually know once they've gone 200 miles and beyond. And ultimately, we'll only know if they last 1,000 miles once I've ran 1,000 miles. Essentially, yeah, I expect all shoes to last for a full season, and if they don't, that'll be reflected in the final score. So yeah, at the moment it's an 8 because it's looking good, but we'll never know really until I like do the actual mileage in them. The heel guard, which as you remember in the first review, I had my doubts as to whether that would last well. That's changed because if you think about it, with a great lockdown comes less friction on the heel, so it might have been that the Nova Blast, the Asics Nova Blast, before that was the Brooks Glycerin, and before that was the Saucony Kinvara. It might have been that their lockdown wasn't as complete as with the Puma, and so the heels, like, you know, obviously when you're not locked down fully, your foot moves around more, and if it's like with me heels going up against the heel guard, then that's going to wear it out quicker. So breathability, I've decided not to score because it's still way too cold to tell, but I still suspect they're going to be a warm shoe because they have no ventilation. Definitely a stability shoe. Took me a couple of runs to get used to them pulling my ankle over. It's a weird feeling. But anyway, that counters the slight inward sloping position of my feet when I run. I didn't cause any pain, but that discomfort has actually gone now, so I'm not going to worry about that. Overall then, the rating has gone up from 7 to 8.4 out of 10. But don't forget, this rating is essentially for a winter shoe, as I haven't scored for breathability, and normally when I score I like to include a rating on the basis of an all-round year, you know, an all-year-round shoe. I've also not raced in them yet, so that'll also add like another dynamic or a layer into the actual complete opinion of the shoe. Also, and I don't actually score for lace length. The laces are just too small. They're that small that I can only just about tie a double knot. Considering the amount of runners I know, I mean, a lot of them do actually, like myself, like to have 3 knots, and that's just not possible, as you can see in the short video of me tying up, lacing up. And so a note to Puma, if you're watching, serious runners use a runner's knot and need a longer lace. Actually, the Asics Nova Blast, they had a slightly longer lace, but I still struggled to get that 3rd knot on. But at least it was possible. I would still recommend this shoe to a friend, but I would warn them about the issue with size and the possibility of toe injuries. My overall opinion is that I'm very happy with them. Outside of the toe issues, which to be honest I'm only aware of after the run, these are a great daily running. They're a great daily runner. I actually like them a lot, love them even. Who would these be for? Well, these are essentially a fantastic option. This is Pepsi Max, by the way, not wine, if we think. I get really dry when I'm talking, and I like to keep the recordings natural, Yeah, so these are essentially a fantastic option for serious runners that are short on money, or anyone that's new to running and hasn't fully committed to running regularly. I love them. Enough to put up with a short sizing, as they're really comfortable to run in. Look out for the 200-mile review, which I'll probably post a little later than normal. I mean, with probably 5 to 7 weeks at the moment. I'm building back after an injury and sickness, so only running 30 miles a week, but that will increase back to my normal 70 miles, hopefully, so that 200-mile video will come out sooner. Thanks for watching. Please leave a comment below with any questions about this shoe. I know I've probably forgotten something, I always do, but I'll happily answer any queries. Just, leave a little note below for me. Thanks for watching. Please consider a like, and more importantly, if you like my content, please subscribe. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.